Do you find yourself moving your goals around every single year? Do you find yourself moving that one specific goal on to the next year? Do you get frustrated, sad, or upset when you don't accomplish those goals, like wheeling on your dirt bike or counter steering when it comes to your snowmobiling? How about those girl trips that you've always dreamed of going on or planning, but find yourself still here, not making it happen? If so, you are in the right spot, in the right place, because we are going to make shit happen. And hey, I'm Angelisa, and today we are going to sit down together and we're going to plan out our 2024 as best as we can. And welcome to Braap Babes Throttle Talk. And today is going to be a workshop style solo show. So grab your pen, grab your notebook, grab your vision journal if you haven't started one yet. And let's get into it. It is almost January of 2024. It's an exciting time, not gonna lie. New beginnings, new goals, new resolutions. What's not to get excited about? But usually what happens when it comes to that new year high of setting goals, resolutions, we experience the downfall 2 weeks later. Those goals fade and our desires tend to diminish, and we are just not as motivated to accomplish the goals that we set out in the beginning of January. So basically these goals become undesirable or just out of reach. So naturally it feels easier to give up on those goals, to give up on those dreams, and just to stop. So today I want to share with you what I do, what I've been implementing the last couple years, and I want to show you how you can continue on showing up for yourself every single day to manifest and to achieve and accomplish those goals that you have. Stop moving your goals every year and start accomplishing them today, okay? I know this is going to sound woo, but if you come in with an open heart, an open mind, maybe you can learn something new, adapt some new techniques, some new rituals and habits, and start to make those changes to really level up. So a bit of a backstory. 2021, like most, was the most difficult year for me, enduring so much loss. And I just remember waking up one day just sick of feeling the way that I was feeling. Like I was stuck, and I knew that I had to do something different. I needed to find purpose again. I needed to find the willing to still be around, to still be alive. And I needed the motivation and I needed the drive. I yearned for that version that I have always believed I could be, or that I needed to have in my life. I knew she was there. She was just being buried by these feelings of unworthiness, feelings of self-doubt, and just self-inflicting thoughts, negative thoughts that I wanted none of it. And I just wanted to start showing up as the best version of myself that I could be. I wasn't just doing it for myself, but I was also doing it for my daughters, for my friends, for my family, because no one wanted to be around me. I didn't want to be around me. It came to a point where my mopiness was just reflecting onto other people, and I wanted none of it. So because I did feel stuck and I fell into that depressive state and had to really dig deep and make some serious changes to my life, I knew I didn't want to sink any lower than what I have fallen into. So I've developed some strategies that I'm very excited to share with you, because it really has helped me in pulling myself back up. And if you're anything like what I went through, or if you're going through something very similar, then I'm not saying this is a fix-all, be-all. I mean, there was a lot of therapy sessions. There was a lot of self-reflection, digging deep, and figuring out ways and tools to be in a better mindset shift and positive thinking Obviously, there's tons of layers that go on beyond beyond that. Anyways, I just want to share that the excuses that I was making for myself were just getting the best of me, and I knew that I needed to grow, and I knew I needed to make change, and I knew that I wanted to become the woman that I admired most. And what that was just sitting down, reflecting, and figuring out my next direction. So before we go any further, I would love for you to watch my video or listen to it on my podcast. I reflected on my 2023 year. I launched it a couple days ago, and I go more into depth of what I manifested for me and how I was able to achieve my goals. So check that out before we start to start this workshop, because I really do believe that there is a lot more to it than basically what I'm going to talk about here. But this is where we're going to build out our vision journal and to create the feelings that we truly desire. So I'll leave the link either here or in the show notes. Okay, assuming that you watched that video or you listened to it, let's get to work. What you'll need is a pen and a journal and a separate notebook, which will become your vision journal. If you're unfamiliar with a vision journal, it's basically like a big vision board, but it's compact into a small book where you can fill the pages with text and imagery, and be a lot more clear and specific of what you want. You have more room to explore feelings, more room to add to your goals, and just a very handy tool to flip through on the daily. Again, you can learn more over on my recap of 2023 video. We're also going to create a playlist of songs or sounds that sparks feelings of joy, excitement, and happiness. We will take the time to search images, quotes, any type of imagery that sparks inspiration, that brings the butterflies to your stomach, and that speaks to your soul. So these images are going to be printed out, again, when you have time, so no rush on this because we're going to be doing this together throughout the video. I'm going to invite you to pause throughout this video as I dive into each section. This way it gives you a little bit more time and that you're not pressured to figure out what the next section is going to be. So take your time with this. This process takes me multiple days. It's actually been taking me a couple weeks just to figure out and to hone in what it is I want to cultivate for 2024. So if you're joining me after New Year's, that is totally okay. This process can be done at any time. Okay, so let's start this video off by selecting a playlist or creating a playlist of songs that you can meditate and visualize to. The playlist you create is going to be a playlist for your 2024. Select songs that make you feel love, make you feel light, that make you vibe. Find soothing sounds that move your soul. I don't want you to find like fast, distracting beats or heavy lyrics to songs, but more of an ambient tune or binaural beats. Something that, just kind of gets your body moving, that sparks excitement, happiness. For me, the artist Soul Rising is a great artist, and I have his whole playlist on Spotify. And it's such a vibe for me. And actually I used some of the songs like on my reels or on my TikToks, and it always brings me back to a feeling of a time like me skateboarding with my daughters, or me dirt biking and like doing, I think it was like figure eights or something. I don't know. I can't remember, but it just brings me back to this time whenever I listen to those specific songs. So that's what we're going to do with the playlist, is we're going to trick our mind into creating these movies so that every time we listen to our playlist, those songs are going to remind us of our goals and our desires. So once you built your playlist of songs, I want you to play it when you pause this video. So that when you're writing, I want you to play it in the background, not loud, but quietly, so that you can really put your thought onto paper. Next, I want you to grab your journal, something that you write in every single day. And then I want you to jot down any ideas that you have that come to you during our conversation. Just basically dump everything onto this journal and get all of your thoughts out. Our vision journal is where it's a book. Look at it as a book that you can kind of glance at, and everything's neat and tidy in there and not messy and chaotic. That's where our written journal form comes in. That's where we can be messy. That's where we can not make sense while we're like spewing everything out. But our vision journal is where it makes sense, where it's specific, where it's more clear. Does that make sense? It's just an organized book. Okay, it's visually pleasing, neat and tidy. And the vision journal is also intentional, whereas our writing journal is just, like I said, it's just us spewing down our thoughts and just getting everything out and down onto paper. All right, so we're going to start off with reflect it. Something so important that I want you to do is grab your writing journal, and we are going to reflect on our whole year. We're going to start from January of 2023. If you're watching this, a couple years down the road or a couple years up the road, I don't know, however you want to say that. If you are listening to this later, reflect to whatever the year that you just completed. So for right now, it's 2023. So we're going to look at each month, January all the way through to December. So I want you to, basically pop up your calendar and look through each month, write down the good times, the fun times, and also the not so great times. What happened in each month? It's important that we reflect back to see how far we've come and also what we need to do to make changes for next year. Scroll back and try your best to remember what happened each month. Now, if you're not as organized as I am, I plug everything into my Google Calendar. And so it's really easy for me to reflect back when I am doing this process. But if not, just do your best here. I don't expect you to remember everything, but remember the highlighted moments, but also remember the not so great moments. And it's really important that we can do that so that we can reflect back every single year. Did you snowmobile? Did you get out to ride? Did you dirt bike? Did you take time off, go on vacation? Did you plan out New Year's resolutions? If so, what were they and what happened? Did you train really hard? Did you attend any events? Ask yourself these questions each month so you can figure out if there was some type of routine or any obstacles that kept showing up that did not get you to where you wanted to be. So I'm going to invite you to pause here, grab your journal, hit play, and start your reflection process. Feel it. I want you to write down a feeling. What do you want to feel every single day when it comes to living your best life? Is it happiness? Is it peaceful? Do you want to live by surprise? Pick one, and I want you to start feeling your emotions. Now, this is extremely important here. I want you to think of the feeling. What do you want more of? Is it excitement, thrill? Is it being more intentional? Is it confidence, bravery, creativity? Is it being more curious and interested? Maybe you want to experiment more or explore. Just write down some feelings that are coming up for you, and I want you to continue with that and keep asking why. Why do you want to feel that? Or maybe there's other, feelings that are coming up for you. Just jot them down and have a list of it. Once you create a list, I want you to pick 3 to 5 words that really get you excited, that make you feel those butterflies that I mentioned before, and that make you feel inspired. And those are going to be your words moving into 2024, moving into the new year. So here are some of my examples from the past. 2022, my words were happiness, creativity, and intelligence. 2023, challenge, committed, and creativity, the triple C. So you're welcome here to pause, hit play on the playlist, and start to explore different emotions and feelings that you want to cultivate for 2024. And again, I want you to branch off each emotion and ask why. Why do you want to feel more happiness? Why do you want to feel more thrill? Why do you want more confidence? Pick your words and ask why. Pause here. Welcome back. Now we're going to implement Helene Hadsel's method SPEC. I don't know if I pronounced her name correctly, but she is somebody I have been researching and exploring more of, and I find her story so fascinating. So in case you haven't heard of her, she is the contest queen. Helene Hadsel was a woman who won over 5,000 contests, including a brand new home on a entire acre or lot of some sort in a different country. Or not different country, sorry, my bad. In a different state. So she is American, but over 5,000 contests. So I highly recommend you digging deep into Helene's story, doing your own research, but just so that you can understand really what she has done is so incredible. This leads me to her method SPEC. So it's select it, project it, expect it, collect it. Even though it's similar to what I've done before in the past, I just love the way that this has been broken down because it just makes even more sense to me. So I will be implementing SPEC this well. So this is kind of new for me. But yeah, anyways, let's continue. Select it. Because this is dirt bike and snowmobile goal setting focus, we're going to focus more on the sports, but I invite you to explore other categories that you want to desire more of. So those categories could be work, business, wealth, finances, health, nutrition, fitness, social media, home. You get the gist of where I'm going. Could be style, branding, etc. What we talk about here, you can use these methods and techniques into all areas of your life that you truly desire by just tweaking some of the questions that I'm going to be asking you. and just tweak it to suit each category. Okay, so in this section, I want you to define your desire and your goal. What do you want? What do you want to have? What do you want to do? What do you want to ride? Where do you want to ride? What technique do you want to master? What riding style do you want to become better at? Ask yourself, what is the most important goal that I have with my riding, with dirt biking, with sledding, that I wish to accomplish? Think about it seriously. Is it positive, constructive, creative? Imagine having what it is you want with your riding. How will it change your riding? And how will it change your lifestyle? You are welcome to hit pause and hit play on that playlist and start journaling. Welcome back. Okay, next is project it. After jotting down your desires, your goals, I want you to get cozy. This is my favorite part. Light some candles, create a calming and relaxing environment as best as you can with soft textures such as blankets, pillows, scents of relaxation like lavenders or vanilla, anything that heightens your smell, anything that heightens your touch. And I want you to sit comfortably, or if you want to lay down, I find it better laying down, or if I can kind of lay back on my seat. And I want you to play your song, your playlist softly, and close your eyes and start to feel. Put yourself into a meditative state. And within your imagination, create a movie or a scene where you have now achieved what it is you are dreaming of. In this process, we need to heighten all of our senses: sight, smell, taste, touch, and hearing. The more we can heighten this, the more our brain believes this is truly happening. It doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. Evoke those feelings of happiness, gratitude, and excitement as it opens up a portal into truly believing that you've accomplished that goal. If you want to dive deep, these are all facts and they work wonders. You can dive deep into the book by Dr. Joe Dispenza, and the book is Becoming Supernatural. I know I've talked about his book on over here on my channel, but it honestly is a book that I resonate with so much, and it has helped me with all of my goals. So there's lots of meditations in there, lots of visualizations, and he talks about the power of creating these movies in your mind so that it actually comes true for you. I'll leave a link in the show notes so that you can get yours today, because it is a game changer. So right now, take the time to get cozy, relax, and visualize. Create your mini stories, heightening all of your senses while listening to your curated playlist. So heighten your senses by imagining that you can smell 2-stroke or you can smell 4-stroke, that you can feel the wind on your face, in your hair, or that you can feel the throttle, the grips, that the bars. I want you to, again, heighten all of those senses. What are you doing in that moment Whether it's like, let's say it's a wheelie. We're going to talk about a wheelie right now. Visualize yourself in that position and have all angles where you can see yourself from a GoPro point of view or a bird's eye point of view, like a drone shot, and start to feel what's happening, smell what's happening around you, see what's happening around you. Are you hearing the sound of your dirt bike? Or maybe it's the birds chirping in the trees, or maybe it's, if you're sledding in the backcountry, maybe it's the sound of the motor, maybe it's the sounds of other people riding beside you, maybe it's the sound of the crunching snow. You really have to imagine these sounds, imagine the senses so that your brain feels like it's actually happening. So pause here and do the damn thing. Welcome. So next up is expect it. Begin to act as if you have it already, or as if you know how to do that technique on your snowmobile or your dirt bike. Expect success. Expect the thrill, the enjoyment of your rides, and overall happiness. Take the time to make this happen. Move things around as if you're preparing for it. So take the time to schedule your rides and practice, to make those plans with your riding buddies. If it's off season for you, then maybe creating a vibey corner in your garage or your shop so that you can do maintenance on your rides. What can you do now to prepare for what you want? So what Helene did, I want to give an example of what Helene did, the woman who won the 5,000 contest. So for her to win their dream house, so she entered into winning her dream house. And what she did was she entered into the contest and started to prepare for it. So she went in and started getting drawings up by architects. She started planning out the interior and the exterior and already getting everything in the works. She was preparing to get that house, that land. So I want you to kind of take what she's done and how can you implement that mentality into expecting or preparing for what you want. This is a great time to head over to Pinterest or any other platform like Instagram or TikTok and start taking some screenshots and gathering images that speaks to your heart. In this section, I want you to collect what you want to achieve, but make sure there is an emotion to it. Don't just pick out pretty pictures that look good. No, we are going to find imagery that speaks to our soul. Whether it looks good or it's Pinterest worthy, I want you to feel the feelings. And this is where it's so important to attach emotions to these images. Stay away from feelings of, oh, I wish I could do that and print it out. Like let's say it's a Meg's Braap wheelie. I'll admit I have that in my vision journal. But she's like legit, like even 13 o'clock wheelie. and her fender is on the ground. And I remember I put that in 2022, my vision journal. And I remember the feeling being like, oh, I wish I could do that. So I'm going to put it in there. And I mean, that's a great goal, but there has to be a feeling there of I am going to get here rather than, oh, I wish I can be there. Or I wish I could do that. So I want you to really make your goals as realistic as possible and make sure it's at a pace that makes you feel good. It's important to push yourself out of your comfort zone, but also knowing that you have a certain threshold or a boundary and just respecting that. So hit pause, hit play on your playlist, and happy image hunting. Welcome back. Next up is collect it. Knowing that this is a journey, you will begin to develop positive thinking. You will no longer view this as a failure. Instead, you'll be looking at it as a delayed result. You need to keep fighting for this. You need to keep showing up every single day to put in the work to get what you want. Don't be flaky. Don't wobble. Don't let your excuses stop you, hinder you, or delay you. Just you need to have hope. You need to prepare, and you need to know that it's coming. Whether it's coming tomorrow, whether it's coming at the end of December of 2024, or that it's coming the following year. It's coming. Okay, you just have to know that it is. There is no excuses, nothing stopping you. Just know it, and you're going to collect it. And once you do collect it, it will be a feeling that is unmatched. And believe me, it is a feeling of accomplishment, satisfaction, and holy shit, I got here. It's the real deal, I am telling you. So after you've gone through your process of reflection, feelings, goal setting, and visualizations, now is the time to print out those images and to start building out your vision journal. In this little book, in your vision journal, I want you to rewrite your past reflection, making it neat and tidy. Write down your feelings and your emotions. I want you to write down the 3 to 5 words that you want to cultivate and feel for 2024. And I want you to write out in point form the desires and goals that you have for your sports. And I want you to also continue on that with your other desires that you have in your other categories. After that, after you write everything nice and neat, I want you to then glue or stick on your images into your book for each topic or category that you want more of. I'm going to show you my 2022 example here. And so this is my little vision journal. And on this page was my health and fitness. On this page, I was looking for more connection, more laughter, more girl trips, and more gatherings. I have a 2-page spread of dirt biking, lots of wheelies, of course, riding with my daughters, dirt bike camping, and just gaining more confidence with my big girl dirt bike. The next page of what I wanted to do more of was learning more on filmmaking, videography, reading, studying topics that interest me, learning through audiobooks or podcasts, enjoying coffee outside more often. And on this page over here is my YouTube and podcast goal. That was a big one for me, but my YouTube commitment didn't start till August of 2022. So 8 months later into the year of 2023 is when I started to get focused and get real with my YouTube. And I believe I reached my 7,000 podcast downloads by the end of December or the beginning of January of 2023. So this page, I have more of the vibe of my home that I wanted to capture or to cultivate. And I also have some enduro park stuff in there, the shop build, garage build. And lastly, I have a page basically of, I don't know if you can see that there, where I wanted to create an experience for when I put on my dirt bike events. So I want a sauna, cold plunges, basically to create an experience for women to enjoy. So those are just some ideas, and you can see that it's nice having multiple pages where you can be a little bit more specific and creating a feeling, creating more of a vibe rather than just having a vision board and just having it kind of in your face, but it's not as specific or clear. Again, the beauty about this vision journal is I can continue adding more to my pages, more images to my pages. And I love check marking off everything that has cultivated or has come into fruition for me. The goals are honestly endless, and the power of this vision journal is just so magical. And the beauty about my vision journal is that I get to flip through it, and I get to flip through the past couple years and really glance back at what it is I wanted at that time and what has really manifested and come true for me. I'm not saying vision journals are the be-all, end-all, but it really has been effective and a powerful tool that I've implemented to start creating the life that I've dreamed of. So after you create this little magical book, I want you to keep this either at your bedside table or where you sit down every single morning to enjoy that cup of coffee, where you journal, and I want you to explore it. I want you to pick up that vision journal, flip through it, play the songs that you've created, that playlist, and I want you to start visualizing your mini story that you've created and to prepare for all of the achievements, for all of the accomplishments and the successes. So this can go for your sports, again, for your health, for home, style, again, whatever it is that you want to manifest or you want to achieve, this is for you. And remember, your goals can change as the year unfolds. So add images if you wish, add to your list, check mark what you've completed, and keep yourself accountable. If you want to learn more on how you can keep yourself accountable and be consistent with your goals, please check this video out next. I'll leave a link over here. I think it's over here. Yeah. And if you're listening over on the podcast, I will leave a link in the show notes. Please go check that out. Thank you so much for being here with me today and creating some magic, for goal setting with me and taking a chance on setting up your vision journal. I'm just really excited for 2024. Happy New Year, happy goal setting, and keep killing it safely out there. And I will catch you on the next episode in the new year. Okay, bye guys.